The story opens with Alex Morgan standing in the grand reception hall of the Lemurian royal palace, trying very hard not to break anything expensive or commit an accidental diplomatic incident. He's a trade coordinator for Earth's merchant fleet, invited to this formal reception as part of diplomatic courtesy, essentially filling a seat so Earth has visible representation. The event is elaborate. Crystalline architecture that catches light in impossible ways, music that seems to resonate through the air itself, and hundreds of Lemurian nobility whose long, gracefully curved ears are adorned with jewels that probably cost more than Alex's annual salary. Alex has been briefed on basic protocol. Bow at the appropriate depth, don't touch anyone without explicit permission, maintain respectful distance from the royal family. Simple enough. He's navigating the edge of the crowd, trying to stay unobtrusive, when he nearly collides with someone coming around a pillar. He steps back quickly, an automatic apology forming, and finds himself face to face with Princess Kaelin, daughter of the Lemurian emperor, fourth in line to the throne, and someone Alex definitely should not be accidentally bumping into. She steadies herself with practiced grace, and their eyes meet for a brief moment. Alex does what comes naturally when he's almost knocked someone over. He smiles. A genuine, slightly apologetic smile meant to convey sorry for nearly running into you in the universal language of friendly human expressions. Princess Kaelin goes absolutely still. Her silver eyes widen, and her ears sweep forward in what Alex's cultural briefing identified as intense focus or surprise. The moment stretches longer than it should, and Alex becomes aware that the people around them have noticed the princess has stopped moving. An elderly Lemurian advisor appears seemingly from nowhere, his expression caught between alarm and something approaching awe. He speaks rapidly in the Lemurian formal tongue, and Alex's translator implant catches phrases like ancient recognition and binding gesture. Princess Kaelin responds in the same language, never breaking eye contact with Alex, her voice carrying calm certainty that seems to silence objections. Then she switches to standard, addressing Alex directly. You smiled at me, without fear, without calculation, without agenda. Simply smiled because our paths crossed and you wished to acknowledge shared humanity, or in my case, Lemurian nature. Alex nods slowly, confused about why this requires such serious discussion. Yes, Your Highness, I almost bumped into you, seemed polite to smile instead of just walking away awkwardly. In Lemurian culture, Princess Kaelin says, and there's warmth in her voice now, a genuine smile given freely, especially to royalty who are rarely offered such unguarded expressions, is considered a gesture of profound acceptance. It signals that you see the person beyond their station, that you offer recognition without expectation of reward. Alex's confusion deepens. Your Highness, it was a polite smile. I smile at people all the time. It's just common courtesy in human culture. Precisely what makes it significant. The princess turns to address the gathered nobles, who are watching with expressions ranging from shock to fascination. This human offered me genuine kindness without knowing its cultural weight. Such authentic gesture, given without performance or political calculation, is recognized by our oldest customs as the first step of choosing partnership, a silent vow of acceptance. Alex's stomach drops as he realizes where this is going. The advisor interjects carefully, Your Highness, perhaps the human's ignorance of our customs makes the gesture more meaningful, not less, Princess Kaelin interrupts firmly. He could not have manufactured that smile for political advantage because he did not know its significance. That authenticity is what our law values above all else. She returns her attention to Alex, and her expression softens. I name you, Alex Morgan of Earth, as my chosen future husband. By the law of genuine recognition, your smile has been offered and acknowledged. The bond is begun. The hall erupts in murmurs. Alex stands frozen, trying to process that a simple, polite smile has somehow resulted in a royal engagement announcement. Over the following hours, as palace officials scramble to manage the situation and Alex's Earth delegation arrives in various states of panic and confusion, the full scope of what happened becomes clear. The law of genuine recognition is ancient, designed to protect Lemurian royalty from arranged marriages devoid of authentic feeling. When a royal receives a genuine gesture of acceptance, one given freely without knowledge of its significance, they have the right to name that person as their chosen partner. The law's logic: only someone truly incapable of calculation would offer such a gesture unknowingly, therefore revealing authentic character worthy of partnership. Alex is brought before Emperor Valen himself, who studies the human with sharp intelligence. You smiled at my daughter because she was a person in your path, not because she was a princess. Yes, Your Majesty. I literally didn't recognize her until after I'd already smiled. I was just trying to be polite after nearly running into someone. The Emperor's expression shifts into something that might be approval, and if you had known her identity first. Alex considers lying, then realizes honesty is probably his only asset here. I probably would have bowed formally and not made eye contact, trying very hard not to do anything that could be misinterpreted as inappropriate. Exactly. Emperor Valen nods. You would have performed protocol rather than offering genuine human response. My daughter chose you precisely because you gave her something our nobility cannot: unfiltered authenticity. He pauses, studying Alex carefully. The law gives you no direct refusal. Once offered and acknowledged, the bond must be honored or formally dissolved through process that would bring dishonor to both parties. However, I will not force an unwilling participant. What say you, human? Will you explore this bond my daughter has claimed, or shall we begin dissolution proceedings? Alex looks at Princess Kaylin, who stands nearby, her posture proud but her eyes carrying something vulnerable: hope, mixed with fear that he'll reject what his smile accidentally promised. He thinks about the genuine warmth in her voice when she'd explained the custom, the way she'd defended his ignorance as authenticity rather than dismissing it. Your Majesty, Alex says slowly, I don't understand Lemurian customs yet. I definitely didn't intend to propose marriage by smiling. But he turns to address Kaylin directly. You seem like someone worth knowing. If you're willing to be patient with a human who's going to keep accidentally saying or doing things with cultural meanings I don't understand, I'm willing to learn. To explore what this bond actually means. Kaylin's ears sweep forward, joy, Alex's translator confirms, and her smile mirrors the one he'd given her in that corridor. That is all I ask. To be seen and known honestly, rather than worshipped or politically assessed. You offered me that gift unknowingly. I would like to offer it back knowingly. Over the following months, as Alex navigates the bizarre reality of courting an alien princess because he smiled at her once, he discovers that Kaylin is brilliant, funny, and deeply lonely in the way that royalty often is, surrounded by people but rarely seen clearly. She shows him Lemurian culture with genuine enthusiasm, laughing when he makes inevitable mistakes, and valuing his honest reactions over proper protocol. Alex teaches her about human customs, particularly the concept of casual friendliness that doesn't carry deep significance, which fascinates her precisely because Lemurian society layers everything with meaning. You humans offer kindness so freely, she observes during one of their private conversations in the palace gardens. Smiles, greetings, small gestures of courtesy, none of it calculated, just natural generosity of spirit. That authenticity is beautiful. It's also apparently legally binding in your culture, Alex points out with dry humor. So maybe a warning sign would be helpful. Caution: smiling at royalty may result in marriage proposals. Kaylin laughs, a sound of pure delight that seems to surprise her as much as it pleases him. Would you take it back, the smile, if you could return to that moment with knowledge of consequences? Alex considers this seriously. No. Because that smile led to knowing you, and you're worth the complications. When they formally announced their engagement months later, this time with Alex actually understanding what he's agreeing to, Emperor Valen addresses both courts. This bond began with ignorance and authenticity. My daughter received a gift of genuine human kindness, unmarred by calculation. In accepting, she showed wisdom to value character over politics. Both have transformed accident into intention, honoring the spirit of our law while proving that the best partnerships often begin in the most unexpected moments. As Alex and Kaelin stand together before their peoples, both understand that sometimes the most profound connections start with gestures so simple we don't realize their weight until someone values them enough to build a future on their foundation. A smile given without thought became a promise neither planned but both chose to keep.